The crisis in Lebanon is deepening. How much more can one country persist? Already reeling from years of hardship, economic collapse, the COVID-19 pandemic, and the devastating Beirut port explosion, Lebanon now faces a new wave of displacement and devastation. Since the war in Gaza escalated, Lebanon has been caught in the crossfire, particularly in its southern regions and the suburbs of Beirut. Entire towns and villages have been reduced to rubble. Families, often given just hours to evacuate, flee with nothing but the clothes on their backs. It's impossible to meet the needs of more than 1 million people who've been uprooted, displaced, and dispossessed without additional resources coming in. Lebanon was not prepared for this, not with all the challenges it's faced in recent years. In a country already struggling to host over 1 million Syrian refugees, the situation has become unbearable. Over 200,000 people are crammed into 973 formal shelters, with many of them at full capacity. For the newly displaced, there is nowhere else to go. The southern regions of Lebanon and Beirut's southern suburbs have emptied of hundreds of thousands of people. These frontline areas, hit hard by Israeli bombardment, are now nothing more than piles of debris. The UN has launched a $426 million appeal to assist those affected by the ongoing crisis. Yet, contributions have barely reached 12% of that goal, leaving aid teams struggling to help the most vulnerable. The healthcare system is collapsing under the strain. Since mid-September, 17 attacks on healthcare facilities have left 65 people dead and 42 injured. More than 96 health centers in the south have closed, and 5 hospitals are no longer functioning. Patients needing critical care are being transferred, but the system is buckling. 5 hospitals are no longer operational, and an additional 4 have been partially evacuated. Patients requiring dialysis or cancer care have been referred to hospitals further away, but it's not enough. The healthcare system is on the brink. Despite the overwhelming challenges, aid workers remain on the ground, committed to helping all those in need. But without additional funding, the situation will only get worse. Civilians continue to pay the ultimate price. The hospitals are closing. Over 1 million people have been displaced. Schools are impacted, and civilians are being killed. This level of devastation cannot be allowed to continue. This crisis isn't just about Lebanon or Gaza. It's a humanitarian catastrophe that affects the entire region. The time to act is now. More resources are desperately needed to ensure that those displaced are not left in the cold, without food, shelter, or healthcare. If you want to help, donate to trusted aid organizations providing relief to those in need. Visit the UN's humanitarian aid page to learn how you can make a difference today. Together, we can offer hope to the millions suffering from this unprecedented disaster. Do you ever wonder what it feels like to lose everything in an instant? To be forced out of your home with nothing but the clothes on your back? Right now, millions in Lebanon are living that nightmare. But you can be the one to offer them hope. If you want to make a real difference, donate to trusted aid organizations on the ground. Your contribution could be the lifeline that keeps families safe, fed, and sheltered in their darkest hours. Together, we can rebuild hope for the millions suffering in this unprecedented disaster. Will you be part of the solution?